my 10-minute coffee break, and instead of scrolling on my phone, I am spending it building something useful. In the next 10 minutes, I will show you how to build a simple but complete ETL and reporting pipeline using SQL Server, SSIS, and SSRS. So basically, what we will do is we will create our database from scratch, create stored procedures and tables that we will use in SSIS and SSRS. We will import raw CSV data into our staging table and transform that data into a clean sales table. Then finally, we will create a report in SSRS. So grab your coffee, join me, and let's learn something useful in 10 minutes.
Let's begin our ETL build by setting up the database and the tables we will be working with. We will create a new database first. We will name it my 10-minute coffee break. Now let's create our staging and sales order tables. But first, let me show you the sample CSV file we will use to load data into our staging table. We will use the column headers from this file as the column names for our staging table. Let's set all the columns of our staging table to nullable and assume no CSV column exceeds 250 characters. Notice that in the sales order table, I added a total amount computed column that calculates each sales total from quantity and unit price. We will use this column in reporting. Let's now run the script to create the tables. Now that we have already created the tables, let's jump into SSIS. In Visual Studio, we will start by creating a new integration services project and name the project My ETL Project. We will rename the package to match the project's purpose. Next, we will add a data flow task to import the CSV file into the staging table. Inside the data flow task, we will add a source where our CSV data will come from. SSIS offers many source types, but since we are working with a CSV file, we will use the flat file source. Next, we will create a new flat file connection manager and use our sample CSV file as our source file. Now that we have our flat file source configured, the next step is to add the destination component. For this, we will use the OLEDB destination. We could use Ado.NET, but since this tutorial doesn't use a script task, we will stick with OLEDB for now. We will cover Ado.NET in the next session. Let's now create a new OLEDB connection manager to connect to our database. Enter the server name and select the database. Then test the connection to verify if we can connect to our database. Select the staging table and double-check the mappings, then click OK. As you can see, there is an error, column cannot convert between Unicode and non-Unicode string data types. This happens because the flat file source uses non-Unicode or DT-STR fields, while our destination table expects Unicode or DT-WSTR fields. To fix this, we have two options. Change the flat file source to use DT-WSTR for all columns, or add a data conversion transformation between the flat file source and the OLEDB destination component. Either approach works, but for this tutorial, I'll use a data conversion component and do the conversion in there. Then we will set each column's length to match what's defined in our staging table. Next, update the column mappings to use the output columns of the data conversion component. Now, let's run the package and confirm that the data loads correctly into our staging table. Next, we will transform the imported data from the staging table and insert into the sales order table. To do this, we will create a stored procedure and run it through and execute SQL task. Although SSIS includes many transformation components, let's stick using a stored procedure. We will compare both methods in the next tutorial. Now that the stored procedure is complete, let's return to SSIS and add an execute SQL task to run. In SQL Task Editor, Select the connection, then enter exec command to execute the stored procedure in the SQL statement property. Let's run the package and verify that the data loads correctly into both the staging and sales order tables. Notice that duplicate records were inserted in both tables. Duplicates cause incorrect inserts and inaccurate reporting. To prevent this, we need to truncate or delete records from the staging table before loading new data. We can accomplish this by using a truncate table command through an execute SQL task placed before data flow task. In addition to truncating the staging table, we will also update our stored procedure to insert only records that don't already exist in the destination table. Let's remove the inserted records and rerun the package to verify that the duplicate issue has been resolved. There was an error encountered during execution. Let's diagnose the cause and apply the appropriate fix. Let's open the execution results and check the specific error message. We will copy the error message and paste it somewhere we can see the full error description. The error says, execution of the stored procedure SSIS sales order import failed with invalid object name TBLS sales order. This error means the stored procedure SSIS sales order import is referencing a table that does not exist, misspelled, or is in the wrong database or schema. Let's open the stored procedure, locate the reference to TBLS sales order, and replace it with the correct table name reference. Let's apply the fix, clean the tables again, and rerun the package. The SSIS build is complete. Let's move on to building the SSRS report. In Visual Studio, we will create a new report server project and will name it to My ETL Report project. We will create a sales order report that displays the total ordered quantity and the total sales amount for each product in each region. Let's begin by adding a shared data source. This connects to our database and will be shared across all reports in the project. Next, we will add a new report and name it Sales Order Report. Then let's add a data source specific to this report and reference the shared data source connection. Let's add a report dataset. This is where we will put data from the database using either stored procedure or a text query. For this report, we will use a stored procedure. If you encounter an error when connecting to the stored procedure, it's likely because the data source isn't configured for integrated security. Go back to Share Data Source, click Advanced and set Integrated Security Property to True, then test the connection. Now, let's proceed to create the report dataset. As you would notice, only the stored procedure we created for the import process appears in the drop-down list. Let's create the stored procedure we will use for this report and name it SSRS Sales Order Report. This procedure will return the total quantity ordered and total sales amount for each product in each region. If you recall, I added a total amount computed column to the sales order table to enhance our reporting. Computed and aggregated columns ensure consistent results and faster queries. When a computed column is marked as persisted, SQL Server stores its pre-calculated values, improving performance in reporting. For faster query performance, use summary table in reports. Let's run the script to create a stored procedure. Now that the stored procedure is created, let's go back to SSRS and use it in the report dataset. Open the report toolbox and add a table object to the report. Map the dataset columns to the table and adjust formatting as needed. You can customize the table, like changing the background color, text color, font size, font weight, or add an expression to display the report name at the top. To sort the records in the report, right-click Details of the row groups, then select Group Properties. In the Properties window, go to Sorting, click Add, and choose the column and sort order, then click OK. Click the Preview tab to verify changes. The record should now appear sorted based on your selected column. To display the currency format for the total amount column, right-click the column, select Text Box Properties, go to the Number tab, choose Currency under Category, then click OK. Click the Preview tab to verify changes. That concludes our report creation and completes the ETL and reporting pipeline build.
And that's it. In just a few minutes, we built a simple but complete ETL and reporting pipeline using SQL Server, SSIS, and SSRS. If you found this helpful, hit like, subscribe, and let me know in the comments what tutorial you want next. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you in the next coffee break tutorial.